Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite colored pencil sharpener and for pastel pencils as well. So I have the Stabilo Carbothello pastel pencil here, pastel pencils, I have a few here. I have the Caren Luminance, I have Derwent lightfast, I have a couple Prismacolors, and I have the Derwent drawing. Now I use the same sharpener on all of these pencils, and as you can see I've already sharpened a couple of them to quite some fine points. So this is the Prismacolor, and this is the Stabilo Carbothello. And I know a lot of people have trouble getting pastel pencils to, you know, sharpen to a fine point without taking like a blade and doing it yourself. Really, I find for pastels you don't need quite a sharp point, depending if you're just laying down base colors. Even a point like this, just a little blunt point, can still lay down color. But I'll show you today how to use this sharpener. And this is the Derwent Mini Crank Sharpener. Now this is hands down my favorite sharpener, and it's a crank here, and what you do is you click this to pull it out, and then it will lock, and you put your pencil in there. So it's got these little grab things, and you've got to push that down to get them to go away, and then your pencil will stay in there, and then all of the pencil shavings will collect into this bottom trap here. So this is the mini. I love this pencil sharpener so much, I actually went out and I got the regular size one just in case this one ever breaks or something like that. And another tip I have for you guys is while in between you're sharpening your pencils, so maybe while you're working on a project, I find just taking just a graphite pencil, and it's got no casing on it. So I find just putting one of these through every so often will keep the blade in the sharpener nice and sharp. So I bought this. This is just the Staedtler graphite pencil. And so if you just sharpen it every so often, it'll keep it sharp. And then you might just have to wipe off your next pencil a little bit, but that's fine. So I'm going to demonstrate with the, we'll do the Prismacolor first. So it locks it in there. Now it does say that it will only sharpen it so much and it will stop it, but I find that's actually too much, so I usually just pull it out and check to see when it's done. So and then I kind of just see, okay, so I might want to go a little bit more if I want it quite sharp. And there, as you can see, that's a nice, super sharp point. Now, when you are sharpening your pencils to this much of a point, you have to be aware if you're pressing hard with them, you are going to break the very tip of that pencil. But as long as you're pressing kind of light, you know, light to medium pressure, then you're going to be able to save that tip. And it's going to stay nice and sharp for you. So let's do the Derwent drawing next. And this is a really thick pencil too, so if you can tell the difference between the barrels here, between the Prismacolor and the Derwent drawing. The Derwent drawing is obviously thicker, but it will still fit in this pencil sharpener, no problem. So that's probably, so I'm pressing quite hard here. That's probably as much as I would do with this one, because we have to remember too, with our pencils that are really waxy, so this is really waxy, but it is a hard wax. But if you sharpen it too much and you push really hard, you're just going to break off the tip of the pencil. So that's, you know, pretty good for that. Now, I haven't had any leads break with this, and I know Prismacolor is known for having their leads break, their casings break. I mean, this one's not perfectly centered. You can tell it's a little off, but yet I sharpened it no problem, and it's not broke. So we'll do our lightfast next. This is the Derwent lightfast. again, super sharp point. Now that's a little bit of pressure. I find that the Derwent Lightfast, their pencils are a little bit more oily than waxy, so you can get away with having a sharper point and pressing a little bit harder. So this one's really nice for going in with those first white highlights, blocking them in, and then going in with your other pencils. So as you can see, it sharpens on that one very nicely too. And now we'll do the Luminance. There we go, nice sharp point with the Luminance as well. And you can see the lead's breaking off because I'm pushing hard, but the tip's not breaking because, again, the Luminance is a little bit of a harder pencil. It's still waxy. It's more on the waxy base, but I find with this I can get away with a, you know, fairly decent point and it not breaking. Now, I've done the Stabilo. Let's do the Pitt Pastel. Let's do one of these that aren't sharpened as much. So we'll do the Pitt Pastel. Now, pastel pencils are known to be crumbly and break and all that. So when I tried them in this and I couldn't believe it worked, I was like, yes. So just like my other pencils. And not quite there. Maybe I wanted a little bit sharper, so we'll keep going. Maybe a couple more cranks. And maybe one more just to make it super pointy. And look at that. Perfect. Now there's a little bit of dust on there, like of lead from the other pencils. So if you're doing colored pencils or a graphite pencil and then you go in with a pastel pencil, it will pick up some of the color on the lead, but all you have to do is just take a Kleenex and just roll it in the Kleenex and it'll get rid of that color on there. Yeah. Or if you want to have one for your colored pencils and then one for your pastel pencils, because the mini is so affordable, you could do that, and I think I might do that, although I have this big one, so I could use this one for colored pencils and then this one for pastels, because you can remove the back and wipe out the blade, so I could do that if I wanted. But look at that nice point on this. And if I push quite hard, you can see pastel coming off, but the tip's not breaking, because it's not quite sharp enough that I'm just going to snap the tip off, but it's sharp enough that it's going to get into grooves and do its job. And just so you can see it on the Stabilo, I will sharpen this one up just a little bit more for you. Maybe do 2 cranks just to extra. Maybe one more. Not quite super pointy. There. So you guys can see the Stabilo also sharpened just as well. Now there's a little bit of graphite on there. So I'm going to take this and just wipe it. You don't want to be moving this. Move the pencil so that you don't risk breaking off your nice point that we just made. And there you go. So we'll test this one. And as you can see, still got its nice sharp point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was a little bit informative for you. And I hope that you guys will be able to get a hold of this sharpener if you're having trouble sharpening any of these pencils. And let me know in the comments below if you have a different sharpener that's your favorite. Which one is it? I might want to look into it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.